5 years ago, our lives changed dramatically from this to this. I didn't want to move. I never wanted to move. I loved our house, our friends, our neighbourhood, our river view. I loved all of it. But we had to, because the school that we had chosen for our kids just wasn't the right place for them. And frankly, the dog needed more. Now, I only even agreed to this on the grounds that I'd be spending one night a week in central London at my sister's place. But unfortunately for me, she accepted a job in Hong Kong the second we stepped out of the city.
All I have to say is,
in reality, it's turned out to be the best decision that I've ever made, but not for the reasons that I thought. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Christine Armstrong and I write and speak about the big world of work trends, combining the data and the insights from day-to-day interviews. I'm currently obsessed by the weakening ties between those of us that work together. But for now, on with the story. My fear was that I'd be bored and lonely in the countryside, that the whole place would be muddy boots and endless dark nights. There are a few of them. And I also thought it'd be really difficult to make friends in a small place, particularly given that my kids aren't babies anymore. But what I missed is that the village operates much like the early offices that I worked in. Let me explain. Things get organised in the village. From safari suppers and 10k runs through to welcome lunches for people who have just moved here. There are discos, there are film nights, there's cycling. I mean, I wouldn't cycle, but there's a book club and there's bridge. You already know about the bridge. There's any number of things that you could sign up to if you wanted to. And I don't want to present this as some sort of chintzy, overly sweet village. Like any office you've ever worked in, there's gossip and there's rivalries and there's feuds. There are people who drink quite a bit, there are people who don't drink at all, and there are people who maybe should drink a little bit less than they do. But underneath it all, it is really highly functioning. For example, when a bloke went AWOL from his old folks' home, you actually couldn't drive down the back streets around here because there were so many people out looking for him. And when one of my kids decided that her goal in life was to go farming, it only took 24 hours to find a farmer who said, yeah, bring her up at 8:30 in the morning, she can feed the sheep with our shepherdess. And that was last May. And this weekend she's off lambing in Somerset with that same shepherdess. This is a place where when things need to happen, they do. But here's the thing, none of it happens by accident. You've got to show up and you've got to make some chit chat with strangers. You might even have to turn up at the panto and make an absolute tit of yourself. And this, crucially, is what we're missing in the world of work at the moment. Take this somewhat extreme example from Sarah Wynne Williams, who wrote my book of 2025, Careless People, about her tenure at Meta and Facebook. One of the things she tells is going into one of their offices later on in her tenure.
A woman falls from her desk, having a seizure, maybe an epileptic fit, smashes her head on the edge of the desk, is bleeding, is lying on the floor, shaking, convulsing, and nobody goes to help her. Nobody. And when she goes over and says, what's this lady's name? No one knows. Does she have a medical condition? We don't know. Who's going to help her? I don't know. Maybe call HR.
Now, maybe that is an extreme example, but it does show how this lack of connection can show up and have real consequences. Now, the question you might be asking is, well, why don't people connect? Well, one interesting bit of data is that people don't think other people want to talk. People assume it's going to be awkward, a bit painful, intrusive, so they just don't bother. But when I give talks and I get people to actually speak to each other, I ask them beforehand,
how enthusiastic on a scale of 10 you are. Be honest.
And then at the end, I say, how glad are you that you did it? And the scores diverge dramatically.
This is the average how much people want to talk to the people they're with, and this is the average of how happy they are that they did it afterwards. That is a massive rise.
What this tells us is that we underestimate the joy of connection, how much we get from talking to each other. So you've got a choice. You can practice this like I have by moving out of your city into the countryside. There's plenty of space, but it's a bit dramatic. Or you can just experiment with it right where you are now. Go and invite someone that you know a little bit for a coffee or a walk. Sign up to a new club or activity. Go to a networking event that you generally just think, oh, I just can't be bothered. Start talking to people. Build that social muscle. Let me know how you get on and what, if anything, that's good comes out of it. I'm Christine Armstrong, and what I do day in, day out is to go into organisations and help people connect more strongly. If that would be useful or relevant to you, please get in touch. I'd love to come and see you. We're doing deep dives into how to build new business and client relationships, how to work across multi-generational teams, how to have difficult conversations for team feedback, or even maybe to think about making presentations to your clients or networks or even your own people more engaging. If any of those are relevant or useful to you, please do get in touch. I look forward to hearing from you.